welcome back to a new video. So this is the live Q&A for my patrons only. So I'm actually bringing up my video here. So give me just a second, guys, and I'm going to be sharing the link with my patrons. So hold on just a second here. Alright guys, so hold on a second here if you're watching the video. Okay, so for my patrons, the email has been sent. So I'm hoping that everybody gets that email with the link. I hope that this works this time. All right, so it looks like we got one person viewing. So if you are online with me, can you type something in the chat for me to let me know you're here? I'm just going to say hello, everyone. And just let me know if you're in the chat. Just go ahead and type something, say hello to me, just so I know who's online and who is viewing. I sent the email out to everybody, so I'm hoping this time it works correctly for everybody. So Dwayne, hey Dwayne, how's it going? So hi, and so welcome. And I know we've got one more person viewing, so who's the other person viewing? So I'm going to grab something. I'll be right back in just 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay. So, okay, well, we're waiting for everybody to join in on the video this week. So this week, this last Wednesday, you guys will actually see the video tomorrow. I'm going to have it posted tomorrow, but I did my very first Tiny Whoop race with the new red one that that I built for you guys and to show you. And so according to the poll, so we had one person vote for the Little Red Pepper. I believe it was Steven that voted for the Trauma Roach, and then the other two people voted for the Franken Roach. So with that, the votes added up, and so the winner is the Franken Roach. So I'm actually going to be probably building another one of these very soon, with the same settings and basically everything, just as a backup drone. Just in case, you know, something like that happens to this one. So, but I got to tell you, this thing flew absolutely phenomenal. I've got Project Mockingbird on here that's programmed, and it's not really a program. It's just beta flight settings that make it close to the Inductrix style flight controller, and it just makes it a really steady, nice flight. And I got to tell you, with the settings for the Project Mockingbird, it flies absolutely freaking phenomenal, including in my house. I mean, I can fly this thing up the stairs, around the house, in and out the hoops. We were kind of practicing a little bit last night in the house since it's been really cold here. I don't even know how warm it is. Let me look on my phone and see if I can see what it shows me. I know earlier Oh, we're actually above freezing. It's 35 degrees. When I woke up this morning, I think my phone said 7 degrees in Colorado. It got really, really super cold last night. And yesterday, I think we got like 2 inches of snow, something like that. So it wasn't like a whole lot of snow, but it definitely got cold. So I'm going to take a drink of my drink real quick. So again, so what I'm also going to do is I'm going to be programming this one to the Project Mockingbird as well. So this is the Beta FPV 75 millimeter. So, and I'm going to be changing this camera out. I'm going to be getting one of those cameras like that, and then I'm going to be getting a different canopy, and I might change out these blades to the 2 blades. The 2 blades are supposed to give it a little bit more power. They're out of stock right now, so I might have to wait till they get in stock and then build that all up. But definitely going to be building at least one more, maybe a couple more of these, just to have them as spares when I do my races and stuff like that. But it's really, really cool. I wish you guys could come with me. I'm trying to do a live race. It's just really hard when you're trying to race at the same time and get ready for your race, and then trying to hold the camera and everything like that and try and record. But there was some FPV footage I got on this, and you guys will see that tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's weekly FPV video that I'm uploading. Also for you guys, this coming week, I'm going to be doing a 2-month update with my Eachine EV100s. So that was the goggles that I purchased. And I kind of just want to give you guys a couple month update. I really like them a lot. I think they're really great goggles. They're good, inexpensive starter goggles, and they don't cost very much at all. So it looks like we've got 3 people. So like I said to the guys earlier, if you are just joining the video, can you say hello to me inside the chat, just so I know who is online? We've got 3 people. I've got Dwayne. I don't know who the other 2 people are, so if you could let me know, it's just so I know who's viewing the video, that's all. So and I'll give you guys a shout out and everything like that. So hopefully this time everything worked out perfectly. There we go. So Rick, hey Rick, how's it going? So good to see you. Who's my other 3rd person that's watching? I don't know who that is, so if you could send a hello, I would very much appreciate that. So as I was telling everybody else that this last Wednesday, I got to fly the tiny whoop that I built, and it flies absolutely phenomenal. So I'm definitely going to be building at least 1 more, maybe even 2 more, just as backup drones. So in case something happens in a race, I don't have just the single one. And I was saying as well, I'm going to be not rebuilding this one, but I'm going to be changing it. I'm going to be taking this camera off, and I'm going to be putting just a single camera on with a canopy. And I'm also going to be programming this one to the Project Mockingbird as well, because it just works so well on this little guy. It just flies so smooth. And I'm going to be doing probably changing these props out from the 2 props to the 3 props. They're out of stock right now, so I've got to wait until I can get more in stock on the Beta FPV. So we'll wait and see. This last Wednesday also, I got to fly with Jesse Perkins. I wasn't in his heat, but he flew a couple heats before me. Now I also got to fly with, if you guys are any of the Tiny Whoop groups or anything like that, Neutron. He's a big Tiny Whoop guy. Adrian, he works for Tiny Whoop. So a whole bunch of the Tiny Whoop guys were there this last Wednesday, which is really cool. And those guys are phenomenal racers. They're a lot better than me. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Another update that I'm going to be doing is hopefully doing some live footage of Velocidrone. So if you don't know what Velocidrone is an FPV simulator. So it's basically, it's like a kind of like a video game basically, but I'm going to be getting, I've ordered some things to where I can hook up my goggles, and so that way I can just put my goggles on, and my controller, my Tyrannus, hooks up to my computer, my laptop, so that way I can actually simulate flying a normal drone, and with the goggles I can see just like I would be flying outside basically. A little bit different, but I think it's going to help me overall become a better FPV flyer and everything like that. So that's what this next year, 2018, I'm really concentrating on my FPV skills and drone racing skills. That's what I really want to concentrate on, and things like that. So yeah, I think that's all I have for the updates. I did get a new flat panel. So this is for the goggles. So this goes on one side, and then on the other side I've got the Triumph antenna that I got in the drone drop box, and this thing works pretty good depending on the situation. If it's indoors and it's tiny whoop, I usually take this off and then I put my normal antenna on. But if I'm racing outdoors, I like this one because it does give a little bit more basically coverage. So like a circular goes, think of it this way. So circular goes in around when it's getting the transmission, and this one, it's like this. Basically, it's just like a 90 degree. So it's getting the signal this way. So it kind of gives you a little bit better coverage and things like that. So, and as I was telling everybody else, this next week, I'm going to be doing a 2-month update on my Eachine EV100s, just to kind of show you guys. I know kind of interested in them and to see how they work and everything like that. Also, hopefully this week, let me grab the drone here in front of me. So hopefully this week, it's been really rough. We had a lot of wind and things like that. So hopefully this week I can get out and test these. These are the Dowprop Cyclones. These are the 5040s, I believe. Yeah, 5040 Cyclones. So these are really great props, and I'm hoping I can get these out and test them on. This is the B-Fight 210, but I also bought a set of these for my other racing drone, my first one, the purple one. So I bought a set for these as well. So hopefully, and I've also, on this other racing drone here, I have those butter cutters. These held up pretty good in the race, although I did crash one time, and it was because the camera, remember I was telling you guys in last week's Q&A that I had some problems with the camera, and it wasn't the camera that went dead actually. It was, if you can look right in there, you can kind of see, it's kind of hard, I don't know if you can see, but kind of right there, you can kind of see that little white thing. That's where the wire connects to the camera and feeds to the VTX. And on the race day, I didn't actually realize it, but that little wire had just come just loose enough a little bit, probably from the impact when I did have a crash, to where the camera was just black. I wasn't getting any signal whatsoever. So once I took it apart and troubleshot it, I found out that it was not the camera, it was just the wire. So I put that wire back in, and I might put a little bit of hot glue or maybe some liquid electric tape on there just to keep it nice and steady in there. But as you can see on this wing, when I did crash, you can see I kind of nicked it a little bit right there. So I mean, these propellers are really good, but they didn't take a really good beating, and it did kind of bend the prop a little bit. So that's why I'm going to test those Cyclones out, and I'm going to see if those are any better in a crash and things like that. So but I gotta say, these ones here, these are the I think these are the DYS. These are the 5042 DYSs that I got on my original purple one. This thing has been crashed and bent through everything, and I tell you what, this thing holds up like crazy. And this I actually originally built. This was the if you ever watch QAV or UAV Futures, what's his name over there? Stu over at UAV Futures. He did a video quite some time ago. It was the $99 build, and this is the $99 build that I did. Now, I did a couple of the upgrades, so it wasn't exactly $99. It ended up being like 100 and, I don't know, I think it cost me like 120 or something like that. But totally worth it. I absolutely love this drone, and I might build a couple more of these just to have them in stock. But I don't know. I'm thinking about buying maybe another frame and building up another 5-inch. I'm also wanting to build another 2-inch, because the only 2-inch that I currently have is this one, is the awesome F100. If you notice, I've made a couple changes to it. So I put the prop protectors on just because it's so small, and when it does crash, it hurts these propellers. so I wanted to put those back on. And then if you noticed, it had those little legs on it, so it kind of looked like a praying mantis kind of thing, and I didn't like that, so I chopped them off, and it flies really, really good. So happy about that as well. So you guys have seen that video that I put out a couple weeks back, flying that guy around the football field, and it does absolutely freaking phenomenal. So I wish I could fly the 5-inch as well as I could fly the 2-inch, but I'm still working on it. That's why I got the Velocidrone FPV simulator downloaded on my computer. Hopefully I can do maybe some live streaming on like Twitch, and you guys can follow me on there if you want. I'm setting up my Twitch account, so we'll see how that all works out. I'm not sure how it's going to work, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's all the updates and changes for me from this week. Like I said, I got a couple videos coming out, so hopefully you guys will be able to watch those. The last week, Rob, because he donates $20 a month, he got to able to pick the subject for a video. He told me to just pick the subject for him. And then he actually came up with one for safety. So hopefully I can do a video on just safety for you guys, on, you know, maybe like what to inspect, what to look for, you know, things like that. So yeah, and I'm still trying to do a video on starting your own drone business, because, you know, I do that on the side as well. So not only do I work full-time, I do YouTube part-time, I do a drone business part-time, and then also drone racing all in between that. So drones take up like 99% of my time of my day. In between that, I get to watch TV and some movies and stuff like that. So, but that's all for me. So I'm going to leave it open to you guys now. Do you have questions that you have for me? You can tell that my voice is like 99% back. I still got a little bit of the cough, but for the most part, it's done and over with now. It just took forever to get better. This last flu season has just been horrible, so I know a lot of people have been getting sick. So, again, I'm going to leave it open to you guys. So if you guys have any questions for me, any subjects that maybe you'd like to see me do a video on in the future, give me some ideas, guys. What would you like to see on the channel? I do have another drone that's coming that I purchased for my wife, because she's wanting to get into the tiny whoop stuff. So that, hopefully, I think it should be here by next week. If not, that'll be the next week after. So I'll do a short review on that one. I should have another drone drop box coming in the next couple weeks, so I'll be doing a review on that. There's another drone box that I'm going to be maybe ordering. It's called Quad Box. It's KWADBOX, Quad Box. And I might be ordering that just to kind of compare the drone drop box to the quad box. The quad box is a little less expensive. They have two versions. They have like the basic box, and then they have the box plus boost, I think is what it is. So the basic one is like $20, and then the boost is like an additional like $25. So it comes out to almost the same if you get the regular drone box. But I kind of wanted to see, because the quad box, they give you a shirt in every single box that you order. Custom shirt that they do, and like stickers and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, something different. I wanted to check that out. But do you guys have questions for me? Anything that you want to ask me? Again, let's keep it family friendly, you know, things like that. But anything you want to know, I don't know, anything that you have a question on. And the money that I got from you guys, let's see, this month I spent that on, I bought a new carrying case for my eSheen goggles, and I'm going to be doing a review on those. I also bought the little DVR for the eSheen because I wanted to get a little bit better video. The DVR that I've been using is that extra set of goggles that I got, and I wanted to do the DVR for the eSheen, so I'm going to be doing a review on that. So that is coming. I don't know when. It's coming from Banggood, which is in China. So I paid the little bit extra shipping that it cost. It was like $1 or $2. So it's supposed to be here in like 9 to 15 days. So, you know, it takes forever to get stuff from here. And I think they're on holiday right now in China, but it says it's been shipped. So we'll see how long it actually takes to get here. So, but does anybody have any questions that they want to ask me? So it can be anything drone related, something personal. If you want to know a personal question, whatever you have for me, go ahead and shoot. We'll keep the live stream going for like another 5 minutes if we don't have any questions. Ah, there we go. Okay. So Dwayne has a question. So he had built a SEMA X8C clone. Props don't seem to spin freely. They're the new boaters. Okay, so are you talking about, did you buy those tri-props that I got on the ProMark? Is that what you're talking about, Dwayne? I'll wait for you to reply back. Okay, so, and Rick writes in a question. He said, what do you think would be strong for me to start, Mike? Starting out, think ProMark Shadow. I think gonna stay under $200. So yeah, Rick, the ProMark Shadow GPS drone is a great starter drone, or the VR drone. But for the money, if you're gonna pay under about $200, if that's your budget, definitely get the GPS drone. It's a great freaking drone. I love that thing. I'm still working on hopefully putting a 5.8 gigahertz camera onto it and then just dumping the Wi-Fi and seeing if I can do that, but that's kind of like an advanced project, and I don't know how I'm going to do that exactly. So we'll see how that all works exactly. But yeah, definitely the ProMark is a great $200 starter drone. I like it a lot. ProMark has made some pretty nice drones, and pretty much the ProMark not VR, the ProMark Shadow drone is basically, it's a SEMA X8, but I think ProMark has done a little bit better improvements on it. So, but yeah, Dwayne, I noticed the same thing on those tri-props. So the tri-props, they do work okay, but I do notice that, yeah, they do. I don't know if they need more grease or they just didn't shape them right, or they might need to be drilled out or something like that. Oh, okay, so you're saying just normal ones and the new motors. So I don't know, the new motors, they may need to be broken in a little bit. Give them like a couple of, you know, a little bit of time to kind of wear in a little bit. If you can find some grease, I don't know what kind of grease to use, maybe gear grease on those motors, and see if that helps out a little bit. I know somebody had posted something about that in the comments somewhere, that they used a special kind of grease, and I don't know what they used exactly, but he said that it worked really good on his motors. I haven't had a problem, but if you're having a problem, if you just bought those, I would contact the company. Did you buy them from like Amazon or like eBay or whoever you bought them from? I would contact them and say, hey, you know what, I put these on and they're not quite reacting. Maybe they can give you some ideas on what you can do to improve that. So I'm not really like an expert on the motors for those, but I do know that they have a little like break-in period that it takes for them to kind of warm up and get better. I'm going to take another drink here. My throat's starting to get dry. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. So we got Dwayne and Rick. I don't know who our third person is. It's either maybe is it Dwinnable or Steven, or I sent Dwinnable a link to the live chat because he had donated $10 on one of my a super chat. So that's why I sent him the link so he could join us. I thought that was really super awesome of him. So eBay, not easy to get in touch with. Oh, yeah. I mean, I sometimes you can find really good deals on eBay, but that's why me specifically, just my opinion, I like dealing with Amazon personally, just because Amazon they have absolutely great customer service. Whether you're dealing with the seller or you're dealing with Amazon directly, and I have an Amazon Prime account, and I absolutely love Amazon Prime. I try and only buy stuff that's on Amazon Prime. That way I don't have to pay for the shipping. But yeah, but I love dealing with Amazon. So, and they're hopefully going to build the Amazon headquarters here in Colorado. I think that's still up for debate, but that would be kind of cool if they did. I know they have a shipping center. So, so see, to calibrate the GPS and compass, are they all pretty much the same? Yeah, so it's pretty easy to calibrate the GPS drone. It shows you right in the directions. I think if I remember right, it's either up and to the right does the calibration, or it might be to the side. I can't remember but it's in the manual, and it tells you, and the lights blink, and then it calibrates itself. So it's really super easy. Yeah, it doesn't take much at all. It's not, when you first turn it on, it does have you go in a circle, just so the GPS can get track, and everything's right in the little manual that it comes with. ProMark does a really good job of that, and ProMark's got some videos too. So if you just if you hop on YouTube and just go type in ProMark, you'll see the main ProMark channel, and they've got tons of videos on how to like calibrate and everything like that. So check that out. So let's see. Oh, February 20th, I have a big Tiny Whoop race that is coming up. So it is not sponsored by Multi-GP, but it's actually sponsored by TinyWhoop.com. It's been sponsored by Blue Tech. Blue Tech is the company that makes those. If you guys ever watch my weekly videos and you're always seeing me go through those little LED gates, that's who makes those LED gates. It's Blue Tech. And then it's also going to be sponsored by Spectrum. Spectrum's one of the big companies that makes radios and antennas. And it's also going to be sponsored by, I think it's Hobbytown, and I forget who else. So there's going to be a whole bunch of companies that are sponsoring this race. And it's at the Moxie Theater in Greeley, Colorado. So I had to pay a $10 fee to get in as a pilot, but I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm going to be flying this one. That's why I'm trying to order some parts. I'm going to get another cockroach frame, and I'm going to be building another one of these. I'm not sure what colors I want to use this time. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions. What color scheme would you guys like to see me build this next time? So I definitely want to get one of the clear frames like this, but I want to do something different, a little bit different colors. So if you guys have any ideas what you want to see, let me know, and we can definitely do something different. I was thinking maybe like a blue color this time, or they've got all kinds of different colors that you can do, and different kinds of canopies and stuff like that. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm also going to be, let me grab it here. So this is a LED. So this is from TinyWhoop.com. So this was actually given to me by Jesse Perkins. I've got another one that I haven't opened, but this basically, what this does is it attaches to the front right here, and then this one lights up. I think this one is orange, and then I've got a red one too, but you put those like around the outside of your Tiny Whoop, and it kind of helps like light it up at night, which is really kind of cool. So I didn't do it on this one. I just wanted this one to be a basic, just a flyer, but I was thinking of maybe adding it to this one to kind of give it a little bit more color. So that would be kind of cool, and maybe some different colored props on this one. So all right, well, we're at 28 minutes, so we're almost at half an hour. I'm glad this private video worked this time, so that is awesome. So what we'll try and do is on the individual weeks for you guys, for the patrons, I'll try and keep the time about 2 or 3 o'clock if that works for you guys. And then once we're done with this video at the end, I will actually post it up for everybody else to view, so they can actually see it too, which is cool. So I think that'll be kind of cool, so that way they know if they donate to the channel that they can get this private Q&A where you guys get to interact with me individually, which is kind of cool. I like doing this. It's kind of personal for me and for you guys, so we get that kind of personal time one-on-one. So let's see, Dwayne had another question. He's got the ProMark VR and the Warrior drones, and you really like them both. Yeah, I agree. They're awesome freaking drones. They're really nice. beginner drones. If you're just starting out and you really want to get something just real basic, you know, nothing fancy, they are great starter drones. I absolutely 100% back ProMark on those, so they're great. Did you guys like that foldable drone I did the review on this week? It was actually pretty cool. I liked it a lot, and I'm going to be keeping it because hopefully when we hit maybe around 4,000 subscribers, we'll do another giveaway. So maybe I'll give that one away, or one of my other drones that I have. So we'll see. Once we hit 5,000, I really want to do a really big giveaway, but that's going to be a while. So, but we're almost at 4,000 now. I think I'm got like 400 more something, and we'll do another big giveaway at 4,000. And then at, like I said, at 5,000, I'm going to contact some of the big companies, and I'm going to see if they will send us something that we can do a, yeah, I agree. It was actually a really decent drone that I reviewed. I actually really liked it. I want to fly it again when there's not much wind out. It was kind of windy that night when I flew it, and right now you can kind of see out my window. It's white out there and it's super cold right today. I think the high today is only supposed to get up to like 40. And then tonight it's supposed to dip back down again. And I think the high for tomorrow is only supposed to be like 30 degrees in Colorado. So, but by Wednesday it's supposed to be like 60 degrees. So Colorado is that way. Like we'll get cold and then hot and then cold and then hot. And it's like Colorado can't make up its mind. So it's just one of those weird states where like literally one day it can be 60 degrees and the next day it can be freezing and snow. So yeah, it's just a weird state, but I love it. So let's see, are the red lights easy to get? Was thinking about putting one or two on my next to help with orientation. Red lights, what are you talking about? Are you talking about on the ProMark? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about on which drone in particular? Which red lights? I'm thinking you're talking about the ProMark, but I'm not sure. Another thing you could do too is if you're just learning and getting into learning the orientation and stuff, you can get some stickers. So that's what I did on like my SEMA X5C, the little SEMA that I had. I actually put like some fluorescent stickers on the back. The LED ProMark drone. Okay. I don't know how much those are or where you can find them exactly. I'm not sure. I don't even know if they sell them individually. They might if you look on like eBay or Amazon. You'd really have to look, and I don't know how to install those at all. So yeah, I'm not sure how that would work exactly. There might be some kind of aftermarket accessory that you can put on there. I don't know. I apologize. I don't know that much about that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, you could definitely probably find something to help with orientation, like maybe like a flashing light or something, or maybe I don't know, maybe there's something you could like tape on it. I don't know. There's just all kinds of things. You just kind of have to get out there and look on the internet and kind of scour and see exactly what all they have out there that you can check out. So I hope that helps. All right. So we're at about like 33 minutes. So I'll leave it open for a couple more minutes here till about 35 after. Did anybody have any more questions for me? Or like I said, did you want to see something on the channel that hopefully I can do a review on? So I guess with GPS, it will not fly away like the... Well, so that's not true. So I've heard a couple people have flyaways. It's not like a DJI. So it does have the GPS on it, which will help it hold steady, but it doesn't have like an automatic return to home. So where with like my DJI Phantom, if it loses connection with the controller, it'll automatically return back to home to where it lifted off. So I can literally, I've done the test where I turned off the controller, it's not connected to anything, and it'll automatically turn around and it'll fly back to you. With this one, if it loses connection to the controller, it will land directly. So, but it's still, if it's out in the middle of a field, so that you kind of have to be a little careful with. So, but All right, so we're just at about 35 minutes here, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So I wanted to say thank you so much, you guys, everybody, all the patrons. I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It really, really does help out. And every time I buy something every single month with the money that you guys provide, I'll make sure to do a review, and I'll say something in the video that says something to the fact that, this, was... somehow I'll make sure that you guys get credit for the review. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the live Q&A. So thank you so much for the 3 people that did show up. Hopefully we can get some more patrons and we can do bigger live Q&As, stuff like that. So next week we'll have our normal live Q&A, but it won't be just for you guys. It'll be for everybody. But I really like these private live Q&As so I can interact with you guys. And then, like I said, once I'm done, I'll post it up for everybody to watch. So this next week I should be going to the next Tiny Whoop race and hopefully do better. And then I'm going to start practicing on the Velocidrone. Once I get those things in, I will share that with you guys. I'll do a whole video just on Velocidrone, and hopefully you guys can get some cool footage of what it looks like. It's a really nice FPV simulator, and I'm going to be downloading it and buying it. I think it's like 20 bucks. It's like $15.99 British pounds, and it comes out to like $20 in the American dollar, because the company's based out of the UK or something like that. But it's a really nice... I've been playing with the just the trial simulator. You only get like one map, and you can only use like one quad, but that's it. But what's really cool is inside the Velocidrone, they have this particular drone. So they have this one. This is the Lisum 210 frame. They actually have this one on there, so I'm going to be picking this one so I can fly it, and then hopefully that'll, like I said, improve my FPV skills and things like that. On these little guys, I'm really good. It's just the 5 inches that I'm having a big trouble with, and I'm hopefully going to be building another micro and possibly a 4-inch. So that's all going to be coming in the next couple months. So anyway, that's all I have for today, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And every time I see you guys' comments on there, I try to make sure that I always respond to you guys the quickest, whether it's, Facebook or email or whatever. So the quickest way to get a hold of me, if you guys ever want, is probably through the comments. That's probably the quickest way. Second quickest way is Facebook. Instagram, I'm on there every now and then, just posting pictures, but not very often. And Twitter, I'm not on Twitter very often. So the 2 quickest ways to get a hold of me is definitely through my email. If it's just anybody that's just emailing me, I get back to it when I can. Facebook, I try and get back to you guys as quick as I can. And then also on... the comments as well. But I especially look for you guys individually, the patrons, to make sure I get your questions ASAP. So, but thank you guys again. So in the meantime, guys, while you're waiting for my next video tomorrow, and that'll have the FPV footage that I took this last week, let's keep our drones up in the air and flying high. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you, Rick. I enjoy you as well. You're awesome. So thank you, everybody. I very much appreciate it. We'll see you next time we do the private one, and have a great day.